All right, we got that red light, and the red means go. This is Ear Warp. You listening to Hollywood? We got Lawless.
What up, everybody on the Earwarps?
Man, Memorial Day just passed. I had me a good time out on the lake.
Yeah?
Yeah, paddle boarding, drinking a little bit. Pretty
Yeah,
good
that's
time.
nice. We had a
Nice
little
peaceful
cookout.
day.
I can't wait, man. We're heading. We're gonna get together pretty soon on old Douglas Lake. We had a little cookout with a friend. It was nice, man. I made some burgers, some pie, had some drinks, had some really good bourbon. Some Woodford Reserve Double Oak. I've never had it before. Old boy at the ABC store said, if you like bourbon, as he saw me staring longingly into the bourbon aisle, said you need to try this guy out. It was really good. So I'd highly suggest that Woodford Reserve sponsor this podcast and give us money for me to drink more of that.
Yeah,
Is that
I
how it works?
myself was drinking Sailor Jerry. It's bold and smooth as hell. It says so right on the bottle.
Got some of that rum, some of that pirate juice.
Yar.
Yeah, you gotta drink pirate juice when you're on the lake, I guess.
Why, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I can't wait to be on the water. That's gonna be fun, man. Paddleboarding, that's a good time for everybody. And if no one's ever tried paddleboarding, that's a good experience. It's a little bit of a workout. That's a little challenging, and it gets you where you want to go. You don't need a whole boat.
Speak of people that might be listening, we right now at this moment officially
Absolutely
have. Are you ready?
Now.
25 subscribers. 25 of the coolest people on the planet,
You
no doubt.
motherfuckers you're right up there on top of the world.
There's no doubt that you heard about us on Podcoin. Listen, this is an app that you can get on your phone, and it pays you to listen to your podcast. You listen to a bunch of podcasts, you just go in there, go find them in the Discover section. If you sign up right now with the promo code EARWARP, you'll get 300 Podcoin added to your account immediately.
Woo! What does 300 Podcoin get you?
Well, and the way it works is about every 10 minutes you gain one Podcoin. When you get up to I think it's like 2,500 or it goes on and on. They have Amazon gift cards to Google Play, lots of stuff. Also,
Wait, hold on. So for every 10 minutes that you listen to a podcast, you get a Podcoin?
That's correct.
Holy shit. What if this idea just came to me? I know we're supposed to be doing this awesome promo code. What if we did a huge marathon podcast that was like 24 hours? That seems like a lot. I don't know if we can drink for that long, but...
Oh, don't doubt me, sir. But I think there is a cutoff. It's like 6 hours or so. I actually don't know. I shouldn't say, but I think they'll probably cut off at some point. But I know that I barely have 300 Podcoin, and if you sign up right now using the promo code EARWARP, you will get 300 Podcoin instantly. And you'll already be ahead of me.
Coolest motherfuckers on the planet. Just think, all you guys right now be like, yeah, I started off, I only had 15 Podcoin. And then, I blew up listening to Earwarp. Yeah, you discovered us and you spread us to your friends.
I need more Podcoin.
That's a pretty cool way to make some money. I mean, you're going to listen to it anyway, right?
Exactly.
I mean, everyone's listening to fucking podcasts nowadays. I rarely listen to anything else in my car.
All I use now is Podcoin. Now that this is the setup, all the podcasts that I always listen to, they're listed in there. So it was a no-brainer to go and claim this podcast and do this whole deal.
So there you go, everyone listening here. Switch on over to whatever application you're using to listening to ours and maybe some other weaker, less awesome podcasts. Use code EARWARP. That's EARWARP. And get yourself 300 motherfucking Podcoins. Get rich.
Today on the program, let's get deep. Let's talk aliens. Let's just get it out of the way.
It's about time.
So this article that we've been looking, and I've seen so many articles like this. There are people in the military, and all the I think like all the actual evidence about aliens is just, it's so convoluted by all the bullshit that the fact that there actually is evidence doesn't get a chance to shine.
Yeah. I mean, you know me, dude. I've been stronghold aliens for a very long time, like a long time, even before Ancient Alien shit came out, like the History Channel bullshit. A lot of things came down. I mean, I think I even remember like being in church as a young kid. He's talking about, God came down from the heavens and blah blah blah. I remember being like 6 years old, like he's an alien. God's an alien. I mean, I'm deep in this stuff. Deep in this stuff.
It makes sense.
But yeah,
everybody all over the earth tells the same story, that God came down from the heavens and did stuff for them, and then they went away. When they ask where you're going to go when you die, or where does God come from, they always point at the sky.
Yeah, you know what? So for a long time, Hollywood, I'm super into this shit. I don't really believe in, super Jesus God or whatever. Of course, something came down from the earth. But I got deep into the Joe Rogan. I've never really done the Joe Rogan thing. I kind of liked him, but I got in this YouTube thing all last week, and he has a guy, Graham Hancock. If you want to know, Graham Hancock, he's a pretty cool guy. I bought one of his books. It just came in yesterday or 2 days ago for psychedelics. He's a huge believer in ayahuasca and DMT and shit, which I'm not gonna do what I'm gonna say that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some of that shit, or I'm gonna make some DMT, or I'm definitely gonna find myself an ayahuasca trip. Anyway, maybe I'll wait a few minutes. Maybe we go on this little thing. Anyway, he has a different outlook on the whole alien thing. I think he believes in aliens and thinks, obviously the universe is too big, but he has a different outlook. But these motherfucking Navy guys, this is a news story, is what really intrigued me, right? I mean, they got some really good in this article. This is new age stuff, and evidently one of them government entities has a new protocol for reporting these things, which they're, I guess, a little more likely to describe them as unidentified flying objects.
I think whenever they're just talking about anything, they don't know what it is. That's what we're talking about. I mean, that's kind of, that goes with the territory, right? But like you said, like, this is new stuff. This isn't like the 60s radar that you could have screwed up with a microwave somewhere. I mean, this is pretty high level stuff. And if it's still picking this stuff up, I mean, why would they lie about it?
See, when you start talking about that, especially as sensitive as motherfuckers are today, and the when you get into that religious idea, which I don't understand where the backlash would come from, but when you start talking to a planet and you have evidence of, say, an extraterrestrial being or group of people, or I don't know, 3 fucking moron joyriding aliens who got a little high on whatever space dope they got and crashed into our fucking planet. First of all, how dumb you gotta be as a fucking alien to crash here? Like, you already made it for wherever the fuck you came from, and then you fucked up in Arizona. That's like the worst place to fuck up. There's nothing around.
You made it through the Van Halen belt. And,
you think they've got from back home, those guys, and it's like, glee gleeb and knock knock in there, and they're like, what the fuck happened to those guys? Like, those motherfuckers got fucked up one night, went out on a fucking drug run, a hyperplant run, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and didn't come the fuck back, and they're just sitting there like fucking dying of heat in the fucking middle of the fucking desert. Like, where the fuck did we land? I mean,
snorting that stardust.
Yeah, I mean, they've traveled fucking thousands of light years to come where the fuck they wanted, and like, if they just traveled, I don't know, 1,000 feet less, they would have like landed in a nice lush Arkansas wooded area with lots of water and shit that they probably need. It's like that's gotta be like the biggest. They gotta get made fun of, right? Because I guess some people sent some shit out here looking after them. There's like, fucking gleep gleep and knock knock over here, idiots. Look at this beautiful lush green garden of a planet, and they landed right in the middle of the fucking nowhere.
They went to the worst place possible.
Oh my god. How dumb? Yeah. Like, you're the dumbest fucking aliens, right? I mean, that's got to be, and you're pretty smart, or a lot smarter than we are, but that's the representation that you brought to this planet was, we got all the way here and fucked it up right at the very end of it.
See, that
sounds like some U.S. government shit.
My thing's always been like, their measure of intelligence would have had nothing to do with what we consider anything about anything, like ideals of right and wrong versus correct and incorrect.
I would guess
Like
when you get a
they wouldn't
society
care
that
about
far.
that.
Yeah, no, I
But I mean,
bet.
think about this: like a spider's really, really good at building a web, something
Hmm.
that you're just not technologically, physically,
I don't.
intellectually.
Yeah,
You can't do that.
I don't have
But
an
is
ass
that
rope.
spider smarter than you?
Well, what was it? Didn't Einstein like has a little some statement if you judge a cat and an elephant by their ability to climb a tree, you're going to think that an elephant's an idiot.
Right.
Because
That's
that's a really terrible parody of that. I think is something similar to that. But yeah, I mean, I don't have an ass rope. I can't fucking spit fucking spider webs at my butt.
well, maybe they're all really good at traversing the galaxy, but they're just really stupid. They're only good at that one thing. Like a spider can build a web, but like it can't do math.
I mean, yeah, no matter what your species is, like you've got to have elite and you've got to have dumb, right? There has to. I mean, not everyone. It'd be terrible if everybody was the same.
I don't know
I,
because they're not. The thing is, they're not people. They're aliens. Well, I mean, we'd like to think that like they'd have two arms, two legs, two eyes, some version of a nose, and stand up and walk on 2 feet. But why in the world would they? Why would we think they'd be anything like us? Considering the fact that we're well outnumbered by bacteria, and bacteria actually, without them, our bodies couldn't do what our bodies
oh
do.
yeah, I mean the new information about the gut microbiome and how many fucking billions worth of shit that's in there, I can understand that. But when you're talking like a life, though, I mean like an alien is a life form, right? It has life, and obviously ours. If you're thinking of, how far have we got? We may or may not have faked going to the moon, which is,
Yeah, just low Earth orbit is as far as we go.
yeah, very, very far. And you can look at our stupid sophomoric ideals down here on the planet, the planet Earth, of how we even treat our own. I mean, dude, we're on a fucking organic garden of a spaceship hurling through the fucking galaxy with no other fucking qualms in our life about where we're going to get like the next best iPhone. Like, how are we going to make a buck? Like, how are we going to, like, the majority, well, I mean, us in America, and I think anywhere that's like, commerce and like the free market societies are like that. It's all economy, it's all money driven. You would think that whenever you evolve to a certain point to be able to get off the planet, first of all, as a planet, to get off of it, you'd have to get all the resources together, right? I mean, America built our fucking rockets and shit, but it took a lot more than just a fucking American ingenuity going on. There's a lot of different things going on to actually shoot a fucking rocket.
I think a Nazi actually built our rockets.
Yeah, Oppenheimer, right? Is that? I feel like at least he was like the godfather
No,
of the.
not Oppenheimer.
Was that the bomb guy?
Dude, I've had his name right there on the edge of my brain, and I would any other
Shake it
time.
out. Shake your head real fast. It'll fall out. But yeah, I mean, when you think about our squabbling bullshit, nonsensical asshole shit, fucking polluting the fucking oceans with fucking plastic bottles and warring over literally mountains of dirt and rubble and shit. An advanced culture would have none of these things. They'd have everyone on the same ship, right? I mean, everyone's on the
Von Braun, that's his name, Werner von Braun.
Yeah, Nazi guy or anti-Nazi. He was German, wasn't he? Or was he? Yeah, he was kidnapped. I think I remember reading he was essentially kidnapped or enslaved by the Nazis to make their stuff, and somehow we got him out of there. Is that true? I feel like I'm not the super history guy.
I think we kind of just we brought him in as a ringer.
Yeah, he can do that. You can't now.
Word.
Yeah, but when we're talking about aliens and stuff, everyone would have to be. You'd have to have a group affair, right? I mean, this would have to be a planet-wide mindset to help jump off this motherfucker, and then to get that, and then you have thousands and thousands of millennia of that culture still hovering around their space and owning their own little solar system, right? I mean, it would start off just like how we're trying to get some little system going on the moon and then jump from the moon over to Mars, like
maybe because they're not humans. Maybe they don't think like we do. They're not like the descendants of hunter gatherers and having to you know, they're alive. How do we know if they would even like